In this lecture, we will talk about what is a test and how it is different from other forms of assessment. There are multiple ways to assess something, a psychological quality or knowledge or intelligence or personality of people. Test is the most standardized and the most useful way of assessing any kind of psychological attribute. Now, what is a test and how it is different from a questionnaire? All tests are questionnaires. So basically a test is essentially set of questions or set of tasks or set of what we call in psychological language items arranged as per certain principles which have demonstrated some measurement qualities. So all the tests are essentially questionnaire, but not all questionnaires are tests. When a test demonstrates certain measurement qualities, then it is called a test. So a test is a questionnaire with measurement properties. Now, there are two different kind of tests, like there are hundreds of kinds of tests, but we can classify them into two neat categories. Category number one is tests that are aimed to assess maximum level of performance. So they are called tests of maximum performance. Now, what is maximum level of performance? There are two things which fit into the definition or which fit into the category of maximal performance. One is any test measuring speed, any kind of speed, like speed of mental calculation, speed of reacting to certain stimulus, speed of recalling knowledge, speed of certain mental processes, certain cognitive abilities. So that is speed test. Then the second aspect of test of maximal performance is power or the capacity. For example, how many digits you can hold in your memory. That is your memory power or memory capacity. How many numbers you can multiply in your head. That is your numerical capacity. So the second kind of test which are within maximal performance are power test. Then there is an entirely different category of test, and that category has nothing to do with speed or power. That category has to do with what the person typically behaves. What is the most typical behavior of the person? What the person does frequently? What the person does naturally? What comes as a natural response? So tests like that are called test of typical performance. Now, if we translate that into a practical measurable action, then any test which is measuring aptitude, intelligence, knowledge, competence is called test of maximal performance, either power or speed. And the other test, any test which is measuring personality, behavioral style, values, needs, preferences, those kind of tests can be put into the category of test of typical performance. So there are two kinds of tests, test of maximal performance and test of typical performance. In other language or in other words, they are also called test of ability or ability test and test of personality or